Greetings, everyone. I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of the 5-Minute Life Changer podcast, where 5 minutes is all you need to change your life for the better. This is Robert Landau, your humble podcast host, and if you didn't know already, I am a national motivational speaker and certified life coach that works with people all over the world on Zoom. I don't know about you, but the topic of this episode has played a very prominent role in my life's journey. So here's the title of the episode, How to Not Fear Fear. And I'll tell you why it's played such a prominent role. The story of my life is this. So, Robert, you're here. So what are you going to do about it? And I realized that and posed that question at a very, very early age. The problem was I was someone that was afraid of my own shadow. I didn't want to even think about coming out of my shell. I felt very safe and protected at home. I was not very social. People didn't want me to be very social because I was teased and bullied earlier in life, so on and so forth. So that caused me to be extremely introverted. And introverted to the point where it just wasn't healthy for my psyche, for my spirit, for my personality, for my life moving forward. So I became very uncomfortable with myself. I would fear going to school every day. Maybe some of you can identify with that. That was me. So what do you do when fear becomes such a prominent energy, such a prominent thing in your life to where you don't realize it, but you are allowing fear to take you over. You are subservient to it. You obey it. You don't want to go anywhere because you're thinking of fear first. That can literally paralyze you. So what did I do about it? Well, sometimes when it comes to fear, which stands for FEAR, future events appearing real, you have to climb to the highest diving board with blindfolds on and jump. Take the risk and jump. Don't think about it twice, and then you will know if there is water below. Sounds terrifying, but here's what I would say. If you have a fear that you want to combat, here's what you do. Do it. Walk through it. Now, I'm not saying to go to the highest mountain in the Alps and jump. You got to be reasonable about it. Let's say that if there's a fear that you feel is paralyzing you, that if you overcame it would be a benefit to you as you continue to move forward, that's the fear you have to work at conquering. Fear stands, as I said before, for future events appearing real. And the key word there is appearing real. When you fear something, you have this picture in your head, like a movie, of how it's going to affect you before you even take the steps to be at that point where the fear would take place. You're sitting there in your chair thinking how terrifying it would be if you got up and walked through the front door. So you're fearing a future event before you got up out of the chair and did it. So you got to change that. You have to talk to yourself within yourself and say, you know what, if I overcame this fear, it would be so good for me. I'm not putting myself in danger. I'm not hurting anyone. I am helping myself. So what do? You take baby steps, plan it, and overcome your fear. And when and if you do, you may find that it really wasn't that fearful to do this at all. Case in point, I was an actor many years ago in New York City. But how does somebody who's so shy, who really hates himself, is not comfortable with himself, overcome that? Well, I enrolled myself into New York City's most avant-garde acting school back in the day, the Working Theater. And it was terrifying for me because in a large studio with other actors and actresses in this class, the teacher would say, "Okay, Robert, I want you to pretend you're a spider and you haven't had a fly for a long time. So I want you to move across this studio using sound and movement only, showing us how you feel. Go." Well, my God, that was terrifying to me. You want to talk about fear? Whoa! But I was up against the wall. I had a choice to move forward or to cower. And I didn't want to embarrass the teacher. I wanted to show the other students that I was worthy of this assignment. But you know what? Even more important, I wanted to show myself that I could do it. What would be the worst thing that could happen if I failed? They'd laugh at me. The teacher would pull me aside and say, "Hey, you suck." No, you do it. Stay in the moment. When I go through a fearful event, what happens with me, maybe you, is I'm so aware of what is going on in the moment that everything else becomes silent. And I know that if I just keep moving forward, I'll make it through. That's how you deal with the fear of fear. You realize that it may not be so bad. You know that you are making so much more of it than necessary. And the most important thing is you walk through it. If you do that, and this whole process is safe and will better you in the long run, do it. Put fear in its place. Fear is an emotion that humans deal with that is meant to be overcome if it is of benefit to you. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Robert Landau with the 5-Minute Life Changer podcast. We will see you fearless on the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you resonated with it, please give the video a like. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all the motivation I will continue to share with you. Thank you.